Hey guys, so today I'm going to be making Hangman because someone requested a word game with hints, but I don't know what that would mean other than Hangman, so I made Hangman. So here's Hangman. So obviously, we're going to use a bunch of stuff that's in here. So if you watch any of my other tutorials, I use this. So obviously, this stuff is the basic. I called it New Hangman because I made a Hangman a while back for a project at school, and it's quite complicated, and I like it. So, I'm going to start off with the variable declaration because we have a lot of stuff to do here. So, first, I want to have the scanner. I want to have like the words. We have to like randomize a bunch of stuff. So we use math.random because it's obviously the easiest way to do all of that. So scanner s equals new scanner. Oops, I did two parentheses. System.in. We heard a lightsaber. That is my phone. Do not mind that. And then I'm gonna do two linked lists. I don't know if you guys know what linked lists are, but they're gonna be of type string, the both of them. I'm gonna have one of them for like all the words that you're gonna have for your game. And I know you don't have to do it twice, but I just like to. Then I'm going to do another one, which is going to uphold all the correct letters that you've guessed so far. So I'm just going to, oh my goodness, call it correct letters. So fancy, right? Alright, so after that, I'm going to kind of add words to the game. So basically, you call the list, just say add. Now I'll be like chicken, window, and I guess peanuts. That's nice, my peanuts. Alright, there you go. So it's just multi-line comments, if you didn't know. And moving on from that, we are just going to create some more variables, because we ain't done yet. And I want to create the word that's going to be the answer. So you can call it whatever you want. Answer might make more sense, I guess, but whatever. Then I'm going to have the player guess, and then I'm going to have my game over thing. Oops, that's not what you want. I'm assuming it's like still in there. My bad. Booleans game over equals false, because obviously it's not over. So just start. Now you can be nice and always tell the player like where they are, you know, like welcome to Hangman. So, moving on. Now we are going to generate the word, because we didn't actually do that, obviously, it's blank. So, word is going to be equal. Now this stuff right here, this is where, like, if you're going to make, like, multiple rounds in the game, that's up to you. So you just make, like, basically another loop outside the loop I'm going to do with you. And I forgot what I was doing for a moment. Okay, I'm just calling this X because it's like just going to be the random integer that you're going to use to get a random word from the whole list. So now, if you watch another one of my videos, I did do a very, very, very similar algorithm. So basically, if you never used math.random before, it generates a random number between 0 and 1, which is technically a decimal, so you gotta cast int, which is a whole number. So then you multiply it by what you need to do. But if you get the length of something, it's always one more than your indexes. So you gotta subtract one, or it'll be no bueno. So word size -1, all isolated. PEMDAS. Alright, now we're good. So all I have to do is call your list, which is words dot, oh my gosh, get x. So that cannot be broken down any easier. And at this point, we need to hide the word, because obviously if we give them the answer, there's no game. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create string hidden word, and it's going to be equal to hide word, and we're going to hide the word word. Now, obviously there's an error because hide word doesn't exist, but we're going to make it. While not game over, because the exclamation point means not. So, boom. Alright, so over here is one place where you can put all your methods. So I'm going to do public static string hide word string word. Alright. So what we're doing here is we're gonna kind of represent them all with some sort of symbol, like underscores or asterisks, whatever you want. I'm gonna do underscores. So this is a local, like I'm locally coding right now in this function, so I can use the same variable name and it won't matter. So string hidden word equals nothing. Alright, so after that, I'm gonna do a for loop that everyone should know like the back of their hands. Oh Christ. Int I equals 0, I is less than word dot length. Alright, so nope, that's not what I said. Equals underscores, like I said. So you just replace the underscore with something else, obviously if you want something else. And then at the end of the day, I'm just going to return our magical variable that is now being used. Now that is beautiful and really easy. And I'm going to hide it now because we're going to write other functions and it's going to get long. Okay, so if you need that, rewind. Alright, so while not game over, we are going to prompt the user because we created that scanner. So let's just say prompt player. So when we prompt the player, I'm doing everything in the console to make it kind of basic and easy and quick. Sue me. And then we are going to tell them to guess a letter. Because, I mean, if you want to phrase it differently, obviously don't have to specify that. But system.out.println. And so the hidden word is going to go here, right? So the hidden word was established here before the loop. Gotta make sure you do that before the loop. Very important. Otherwise, it'll screw the whole thing up and it'll keep getting reset every round, every time they guess a letter, and that's gonna break the game basically. Hidden word. Where was it? All right. Yes. Okay. So we show them all the blanks, right? So then you could do this all in one print line too if you wanted, but I'm not. This is a new line generator. Alright, so we're telling them to guess the letter, and then we have to get it by saying player guess is going to equal s dot next, because I don't want to do next line because I only want them to top one letter. Next line would literally be multiple letters or multiple characters, whatever you want to say. But I don't want numbers from them, so I'm going to say letters. Anyway, now we're going to check the letter that was guessed. Pretty simple, right? Check letter that was... Oh, that's nice. What was? I said was. Guessed. Now, by that... Alright, so either you were right or you were wrong, right? So if you were right, we're going to basically do a whole nother function. Because check guess. Now, inside check guess, I want to pass in the player's guess and the original word so it has that information. It wouldn't be able to access that without me passing it in through here. So, if check guess word, now you'd be like, oh, well, that's not a statement. It'd be like, yes, this, if you write this automatically checks if it returns true. So, if it's true, then it'll run the code I put in here, and else, I'm just going to tell them that they were wrong, really. So they know what's going on. Because the code will run, they'll get confused because there's no output. So, incorrect, try again. Now, if you want to give them a certain amount of chances, you could always do that too. Instead of while, you could give chances and then create a variable up here. You do all that. So, check guess. And then we would go to our correct letters and we would add the player's guess. So that will always keep those unlocked or revealed. So let's go make our check guess function. So check guess. So public static boolean, because like I said, it's going to return true or false. Check guess. Now this one inside the parentheses is going to get the I'm calling it letter, because you can call this whatever you want because it's in here. And string word. Oh, it's a terrible way to spell string. You can call this whatever you want, call this whatever you want, because it's not the variables in here. It's just like what the function would take whenever it's called. So now this one's also pretty short. I mean, everything's pretty short. It's also it's actually very basic what this guy was asking, and if it's like a probably intermediate level maybe kind of code. It's not like rock paper scissors, but it's not like create a user interface, you know. So we are going to say if word.index of, because that's how you get something specific in a string. So word.index of letter does not equal -1 will return true, else return false. Now I'll explain it. Alright, so this function automatically checks that inside of here this exists, and if it doesn't exist, it's going to return -1. So there you go. I just don't like that space. Alright, so I mean, you can always look up the documentation if what I said was confusing, but so if it's not -1, obviously it was found, and if it was found, we return true, and if it's true, it's going to run the code inside the if statement, which we then add the letter to our list, because we're going to use that in the next function, and then we got to update the hidden word, because the hidden word needs to be somewhat revealed now, depending on what letters were matched. So hidden word is going to equal update word. Yes, that's a function we're going to make. So update word, I'm going to give it word, the player's guess, and that linked list of correct letters. So it's going to need all three of those. And then obviously we should tell them that they got it correct. Good job. Alright, so where's this if? else while, okay, right here, I'm going to close the scanner, but also right here, I'm going to check for a winner, because it's just really easy to do. So if word dot equals hidden word, you can't use double equal signs because this is how you do matching for strings. All right, now to make update word, public static string, because we have to return the new word. So update word, blah, 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 blah. All right, and we got string word, string letter, and then we got the linked list string revealed letters. All right, so I just like to space everything out. String hidden word is going to be empty because we want to just add to it and make it simple. It's easier just to, it'd be so complicated to try to manipulate it. But just going to use another for loop because they're awesome. So int I equals 0. Again, you can use, this is local, so this is why I'm able to use the same stuff. So basically, I is less than the, no, why did I say hidden word? That would be terrible, it would be empty. Length. Alright, so in the for loop, we're going to have an if else. Oh, it's not the letter P. Alright, so in the else statement, it's going to be the easier part, so we'll just do it now, which is where you're adding back the symbols for the, oh, Christ, for the symbols that weren't matched. Now, this one's going to be a little long, but bear with me. So we're going to start with saying string.value of, because we're going to convert the char to a string. So word dot char at, because that's the char, I. Now, if that equals the letter, then we're good to go. Now you'd be like, oh, that's not that long. We're like, yes, that'd be great. It would work, but it wouldn't work for all of the different letters that they guess over time. It would only work for that round. So that's why we have to say or. That's not or. That's why we have that revealed letters. Revealed letters dot contains. And we have to go back in string dot value of again. Of word dot char at I. And that's what I meant by it. It's a little long, but we're good to go. Now, inside of the if is short. Because all we have to do is update it to the word that was there. So word dot char at I. Alright, so then at the end, we're going to return our hidden word. That's all set and ready to go. Now we go all the way back down here. You can go right here. Because when it's going to exit, you just do an exit message like thanks. Thanks for playing. And then because it quits, you can let them know that they won, so that they lost or something. Congratulations, you won. Alright, so yeah, any questions or video recommendations? You can comment or message me any way at all, and I will actually make them. So, have fun.